fact that when I was coming in town and Dave took his private jet out of town means that I'm basically in charge here now. Dave actually told me that when I'm out of town, you come in, you can run the place. When we shut off the cameras, I'm taking a shit in Dave's personal toilet, and I'm not even gonna flush it. So.
Oh, who says that he flushed it last time he took a shit?
Yeah.
Hey guys, Zach Gallman here, elitefts. I'm here with Steve Paulson. We are down at the new S5 compound. Steve graced us with his presence. If you guys don't know who he is, he's a professional, Highland Games guy, professional grumpy old man, and professional mean mugger. So I mean, the big question is, do you even lift?
I do. I lift every single day.
Every single day.
I don't know what else to do. I really don't have. I mean, I own a gym, so it means I really don't have much of a job.
Yeah. So how'd you get into the gym owner business?
It wasn't something I wanted. Like everybody says, "Oh, you're living your dream." I said, "No, my dream was to be a professional athlete."
Yeah.
But I just happened to pick like the lowest rung of professional athletics, which was like Highland Games. But I needed a gym to train in because there was no good gyms around my area. So we kind of put together a little garage gym, and it kind of it got a little following because people like locally knew me because I was like in the paper for lifting all those years and doing strongman stuff. And it got such a good following. We saw a building open up down the street, a bigger one. And we said, look, if we extrapolate this, we could be millionaires. It didn't work out that way at all.
That's a very wealthy area, Delco, right?
Delco is so close to Philly that I can stick my head out the window and hear the crime in Philly. Delco's like the shitty part of like the suburbs
It's not that
of Philly.
bad. I've been down there a bunch of times.
It's nothing dangerous. It's just like very earthy, like the people that walk by my gym are just like hobos and stuff, and it's just terrible.
But I mean, you built a pretty good reputation. Like, you got pro wrestlers and stuff coming there all the time. How'd you manage that?
Well, we happen to be near the airport hotels.
Okay.
We're pretty close to the airport hotel, so I put early on, one of the things we did when we first opened the new gym was I put out some brochures like at the hotels.
Yeah.
Just like in case anybody was in town. And Kane, the wrestler Kane, he saw it one day and he came down and he worked out, and my guy who was managing at the time called me up and was like, "You're not gonna believe this, man. Like, fucking Kane's in here. It's unbelievable."
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, like every time they came in town, like 3 or 4 times a year, it would be like more, and he would just tell everybody. And there's times when we had like 20 wrestlers in there, including Vince McMahon and his daughter, and like Stone Cold Steve Austin, and it'd be like this huge thing, It was really fun.
So John Cena goes in there a lot.
Cena's been in there. No, he's been in a few times.
Okay.
Yeah. I pretty much had every major wrestler except The Rock.
Why?
Because he knew somebody from the Eagles, and he used to go down to the Eagles practice facility and work out, I think.
Screw The Rock then.
Or I heard he doesn't like me.
Oh, really?
I stole his girlfriend one time.
So how did you get into Highland Games? Like, what was that all about?
Highland Games, Highland Games is, it's something I kind of fell into when someone said to me, there was a local Highland Games in Delaware County, and I was doing some strongman stuff.
Yeah.
And, had some
By
success with
strongman
it.
stuff, do you mean going to World's Strongest
Yeah.
Man?
Luckily for Steve Poccinella, his biceps measure over 20 inches, so well equipped to handle this weight, which is the equivalent of a 16.5-stone man.
So when strongman first started like coming around in the U.S. again, you guys know it as a sport that's been established and been here for a long time. When I first started doing it, it had been gone since like the Kaz days.
Yeah.
It was like strictly in Europe, and we didn't know anything about it since the days before the internet. And Milo magazine had just come out, and he started featuring some of the contests in Europe. So then we started seeing, this is still going on over there,
Yeah.
And that's when I started seeing, there's Highland Games go on in this country too, and I didn't really know that. And I kind of knew a little bit about it. I always thought it was pretty neat, It's got the kilt and the whole Scottish thing and bagpipes, the whole big festivals,
Yeah.
They're not just like little powerlifting meets here and little meets there. So someone said, they're having one in Delaware County. So I went over like sight unseen without knowing what I was doing, and I just jumped into the amateurs, and I just like fell in love with it right away. I had a good knack for it.
Yeah.
Because really, I was too small for strongman. Like when I went to the World's Strongest Man, I had no intention of doing that. David Webster invited me, and I turned him down. And he invited me, please do it. And this other guy backed out. You'd be doing good at it. You won the North American Championships, and we know you through Highland Games, so we know you're pretty good. And I knew I was going to be outclassed when I got there, and I didn't have any experience. Like, I'd never seen an Atlas Stone.
Yeah.
No one did. Like, we didn't see them. We didn't have them. There was none around. Every CrossFit gym in the world's got them now. But, back then it was, like, unheard of.
Yeah, and especially how much strongman in general is over the past 10 years has evolved so much. Like,
Oh man,
when I started 10 years ago, there was no such thing as a strongman gym. And
no,
now
there
you got
wasn't. Like
them
literally, all
the
around
place.
me now. It's
Yeah.
weird. And I was the first gym that had a couple stones.
Yeah.
And have a log and have farmers walk weights, the basics back then. And I would have people from like 300 miles away coming to my gym to lift some little like 205-pound stone that someone found on a construction site.
Yeah.
That was part of a pillar or something. And they were salvaging it, and he saw this thing and just thought that I would like it. And he brought it to my gym. He's like, here's a stone. And we were like, early on the internet, we had a website for the gym because my brother was like really interested in like building websites back in the days when you really had to know what you're doing to make a website. So there wasn't a lot of gym websites out there.
Yeah.
And I showed pictures of the stone on there, and people would like, I'm telling you, every weekend we'd have these dudes driving in from all over, and it would make it look like it was hard too, because nobody knew how to do it. They hadn't done it before. I mean, now guys can pick that up with one hand.
Yeah. So what's the biggest thing that pisses you off in the industry right now?
Nothing pisses me off, but it's like a little pet peeves. And again, it sounds like, oh, you're old, and Dave's been doing this a lot too. You know. But one of the things I see now that it doesn't drive me nuts. It just makes me laugh. Is like the fanatical balancing of cameras everywhere, and just posting every set you fucking do. And it's such a waste of time, and I just laugh when I see it. Like,
So you say
somebody's
you hit my
like,
Instagram page?
Yeah, somebody's in, like, you see somebody's page, somebody's in like a chain gym with a lot of people, and they bitch because someone walked into their shot.
Yeah.
I'm like, you think that guy gives a fuck? You're filming your set of Vadiml rows? They don't care, Like, why would they care? It's just like that kind of stuff. I'm like, why are they doing it? Like, why are they wasting so much time doing that?
Yeah, it's not a classic gym etiquette
I don't
thing.
think I've ever filmed myself. I mean, I have people shoot film of me working out now and then. It's very rare. But I've never once balanced the camera and taken a selfie of my lifting, Well, my lifting's not much to really show these days.
I mean, maybe you should.
When I do put a lifting video, and it's always in like an Instagram story and it goes away in 24 hours, if I do that, the same 3 gay guys write me every time talking about my ass for some reason. But I guess they're just, waiting for me. They're waiting for me to like post it. Like, it's like, I've probably had 4 million workouts in my life. So, I mean, to film one of them and show it to me, it's just not that exciting. I don't know.
Are you still doing Highland Games stuff at all?
No, I really don't do it. And I attend a few here and there. Like, there's one at the Arnold today.
Yeah.
Whenever I saw a couple of my old buddies that were doing it. I'll announce it a couple here and there, like Bethlehem I was announcing, and another one in Maryland I'll announce. And that's kind of fun. I do it for fun. But I don't have any other affiliation with it. I can't do it anymore. I wish I could, really. I miss it, man. I miss that stuff.
What kind of took you out of it? I know you blew your knee out.
I just stopped being able to do it. Yeah, my one knee, tore my quad, dislocated my knee. Trying to make a comeback like just 2 summers ago. I went out there and I was just like, I sucked.
Yeah.
Like I was trying to practice and I was getting hurt every practice. And then I just told my one friend who was with me, I'm like, if I ever say I'm going to do this again, just kick me in the nuts because I don't want to do it anymore. Plus, I don't want to go out there. Like, go out there and you just go out and it doesn't matter. I said, I don't want to suck. I did it because I liked being good at it.
Yeah.
I liked competing and I liked winning even more. And to go out there and just suck isn't fun.
Well, it's you versus you, Steve.
That's bullshit.
It's a new day and age. It's you versus you.
I like to beat guys and then tell them you just got beat by me, jerk off. Like I rubbed it in. Like I love doing that.
Yeah, no, I agree.
That's what's fun, If anybody out there that's any good at something that says they're doing it for fun only is bullshit. The fun is when you beat everybody. That's the fun.
That's the whole fun of it is to
I don't care.
be better
I don't
than
have to go
other
out and
people.
drink afterwards with you. I don't have to hate you either, but I'm sure shit going to try to beat you.
Yeah, I remember last time I talked about Highland Games, you said it was, they're very good about treating their athletes right. Like, what do you see the difference between a Highland Games athlete versus like powerlifting strongman?
Well, when you're considered pro in Highland Games, it's because you're fucking getting paid.
Yeah.
And everyone is getting paid. So if there's 10 guys, it'll take 10 pros, say, for a meet. All 10 guys are going to win money on every event.
Yeah.
They give you the prize money breakdown. It's going to be this much for first, this much for 10. Your travel's usually paid, and your hotel's always paid, and they'll usually feed you. I mean, it's you feel a little bit like a pro athlete should feel. And I think it's fucked up when they, especially in powerlifting now, they tell you, oh, this is the big invitational, you're invited, and you got to pay like $200 to get into the meet. I think it's bullshit, Like, don't tell me it's an invite if I got to pay to get in. It's not, It's not prestigious. There's 400 people in it that all pay $200.
Yeah, if you're paying travel, food, hotel, it's not professional. So what's in the future for you in the gym?
You know, the thing about me is I make absolutely no future plans. And I think that's my hugest fault, is that I've always just rode everything by the seat of my pants.
Yeah.
And I did it with my training. I did it with my life, my marriages, like raising my children. I'm not a person that can foresee the future, you know? Yeah. If I had to say, though, in 5 years, I'll be dead. As things are going now, it's going like this. Here's how bad a shape I'm in. So, like last summer, I started walking. Like I would work out and I would go out in the neighborhood behind the gym and take like a half-an-hour walk or so. Yeah. You know, just an exercise type of walk. And it was better than doing cardio. So, you know, I started feeling better and better. I started losing a little weight and everything. But then the winter time came and I couldn't really walk out there anymore. So this past week, it was nice in our neighborhood, you know. So I said, I'm going to start walking again. Walked 2 times that week because the weather was kind of shitty a couple other days. Both times, someone pulled the car up to me and was like, "Are you all right? You need a ride?" I was like, "No, I'm walking. I don't know, you look like you're having a heart attack and you're limping really bad." And I was like, yeah, the guy was like 70 years old too. So I was like, no, I'm like exercising. Okay, and like he drove away. And then 2 days later, I was walking again and this guy in a van pulled up. And he did the same thing. "Hey buddy, need a ride?" I'm like, "No, I'm walking to my gym, it's right there." "You go to a gym?" And I thought I looked pretty good. I had a tank top on, you know. I was just like, how bad am I limping that people are doing that? I think the second guy was gay.
Oh, maybe.
He might, like I was 50-50 on that one.
He's one of your followers.
Seen on Instagram. I like their ass.
So are you saying right here that you started the 10-minute walk and that Mark
I'm not saying I invented the 10-minute walk, but I've been doing it for a while. I just haven't been filming it.
Yeah. Yeah.